Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
So you see us, but we don't see you. Unfortunately, I mean, we see you, but on the side screen. So, is it Teddy or Jordan already?
Well, both of us can hear you.
Okay.
So you don't see me on the main screen? Can you?
So yeah, they see you. It's Jordan.
How are you?
We're all good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. We are also great. Actually, we asked for like 20, 30 people to come here, but the number turned up to be a bit higher. So we are online, we are streaming, and we are actually promoting the conference where you are coming to Croatia. I said that I will do the intro in Croatian, so just give me 1 minute to do the intro in Croatian, and then I'll get back to English, okay? Thank you very much. Ciao. Evo ljudi, dobar dan, dobrodošli, posebice vi iza malih ekrana. Ono što vas molim je, dakle, tišinu, da čujemo šta nam čovjek govori, da možemo dobiti odgovore na sva pitanja koja imamo. Imamo direktnu vezu sa Miamijem, dakle, s nama je Jordan Belfort, ili ti poznati kao Vuk sa Wall Streeta. Ideja čitave ove priče da vam ga predstavimo, da se i mi predstavimo na neki način i da najavimo konferenciju na koju čovjek dolazi uživo u Zagrebu. Naravno dolazi predavati kome, ni manje ni više nego našim političarima. Tako da, eto ljudi, vidjet ćemo i vi za malih ekrana koji gledate ovo, nadam se da ćete uživati, sve skupa će trajati nekih 20-25 minuta i to je onda to.
I sjeti se spomenut za kraj.
Sjetit ću se spomenut za kraj, najbitnija možda stvar, spremamo jedno iznenađenje za vas, tako da kada se Jordan odjavi, ostanite još pola minute, minutu s nama da vam kažemo koje to iznenađenje jest. And now switching to English. Jordan, sorry to have kept you waiting, but it's kind of hot inside. It's actually very hot inside here where we are. And so, this is Saša, my name is Vedran. We call this panel, actually this interview, the bad, the good, and the wolf. I hope you don't mind.
Sure.
So, should I just shoot with a question? So, basically, do you actually know where is Croatia?
Or did you know where is Croatia before we contacted you?
What's the question? Do I have what's that?
Did you know where Croatia is before we contacted you?
Of course. No, listen, I mean, just so you guys understand, one of the audience, Croatia, in the United States, Croatia has an amazing reputation of having gorgeous beaches, gorgeous people, specifically women. I mean, you'll hear about the women in Croatia, and then you don't hear much about the men. Sorry, guys. But you hear about the beautiful women and the great beaches and the warm, friendly people, and just it has a great reputation. Of course, I remember. Obviously, I'm old enough to remember the war that happened. That was a terrible time, and it's really amazing, I think, and a testament to the people of Croatia, how you emerged from that time. And you quickly became this place where it's like, it's just like it just has a really fine reputation. So I'm excited to come there. I've never been there before. I was supposed to come many times, but it just didn't work out with timing and whatnot. So I know it's going to be an amazing event, and I'm hoping to also spend some time in Croatia as well, not just come and stay for a few days and see some of the country.
We would love to. I mean, we are still waiting for your itinerary, so as soon as we get it, we'll plan something. Not maybe as crazy as in the movie, but something crazy for you, definitely, huh?
Absolutely, enjoying it. Looking forward to coming there.
So we agreed, Saša and I, that I will ask one question, and then he will ask another question, but I don't think he's ready for the question. Are you ready for the question?
Yeah, I'm ready for the question. Jordan, a few years ago I've read your book, The Way of the Wolf, and I didn't have such expectations from the book, but I think you over-delivered on your content. But I think I wanted to ask you, do you believe that the techniques and tactics that you used, that you presented in a book, are more focused on B2C sales or B2B sales, or both?
On the surface, it would seem that it really focuses on B2C. On the surface, you just look at it surface-wise, that because you're dealing with, it talks about dealing with individuals. However, it's equally effective on a B2B. For example, when the system was first developed, we were calling business owners. It was always B2Bs. Now we were calling individuals, but they were all business owners, and we had to get through secretaries and assistants and whatnot. And then you are obviously moving to a personal investment, although some people did invest for corporate money as well. But the techniques that the book describes in detail that are very effective for all people, whether you're selling B2B or B2C, are just universal in the sense that they cut to the heart of how you influence an individual. So even if you're selling to a business, you're selling to a person on that business that's making a decision on behalf of the business. Some of the big differences you find with B2B is that you might have a longer sales cycle. There might be multiple people you have to influence along the way. But generally speaking, it works just as well B2B or B2C.
Great. I have to ask one, this is my personal question because I was wondering all the time, who actually gave you the name, The Wolf?
So the Wolf of Wall, it's a funny story. So the Wolf of Wall Street, it started as a joke because there was a character on a very famous TV show in the United States, very old TV show that was on before I was a kid, called Gilligan's Island. And on the show Gilligan's Island, there's these 7 people they get shipwrecked on an island, a deserted island somewhere in the South Pacific. And one of the characters is one of the richest men in the world, and his name is Thurston Howell III, but his nickname is the Wolf of Wall Street, right? So we always used to kid around because he's a tall character, and I had a bunch of names. That was just one of the names. That one stuck, and it was a really funny name.
Cool. Saša?
I wanted to ask you, Jordan, what kind of techniques could attendees of our conference can learn from you during the conference? Will there be like some strategies or techniques for developing a strong state of mind and strong emotions, voice tonality techniques and stuff like that, like anchoring from the NLP?
Yeah, so whenever I give a conference, and thankfully I'll have enough time to go through this, I go through both the inner game of success mindset and the outer game, meaning your real world strategies. But again, all success starts up here, with things, as you said, like learning how to manage your emotional state. How do you set yourself up to be in the proper state to be the best that you can be? Ensuring that the beliefs that you have about yourself, about achieving success, are all in line with the goals and the vision that you have for the future. And then also creating a vision for that future and ensuring that you have standards, like your personal standard is where it needs to be. So those are all the 4 pillars of the inner game of success. But then again, that then sets you up to take action in the real world. And for that, you need strategies, real world strategies that work. So what are some of those strategies? Well, number one, you have obviously a strategy of selling. How do you close deals? How do you get into rapport with people? How do you prospect effectively, right? How do you contact people for the first time? How do you go about that step by step? But then you also, for many people, you have business owners that need to know about the rules of entrepreneurship. And even if you're not in business, those same rules apply to when you work at a company. How do you become invaluable to a company? How do you treat anything like it's, even if it's not your business per se, you're not the owner, you're still, look at yourself within the business, especially if you're in sales as an owner within that company. How do you make yourself invaluable, increase your value within that business? So we'll be going through some rules of entrepreneurship. And I also want to touch on things like investing. How do you invest your money wisely? So I'm an expert, obviously, on Wall Street and stock investing. So I want to also touch on what you do with your money once you make it. How do you invest that and develop a portfolio that will make you rich over the long term?
Jordan, can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the next question I would like to ask you, because that's like something that interests me. What would you say? What's more important? You mentioned inner game. When you mention inner game, that means controlling your emotional state, right? And your belief system. What would you say? What's more important? Emotional state, belief system, or sales techniques or communication techniques? Well,
I mean, when lay it all out on a board. Usually I'll go through like this, 4 on this side, four things on the inner side, 4 techniques, core techniques on the outer side. Typically, I'll say the single most important skill set of all is the ability to close, to sell, to close the deal. However, you know, if you are held back, though, by limiting beliefs or an inability to manage your state of mind, and those 2 things are integral to achieving in the world of sales and business, and in fact, in life. So it's very hard to say that only one matters, because they all matter. They all work together to allow a person to succeed at the highest level. So when someone is struggling, and this is really interesting, when you see someone who's struggling in life and they're not making a lot of money, or they're not just succeeding, they don't feel good about, they don't jump out of bed in the morning, they don't feel like they're empowered, and you look at their life in terms of these 8 things, you'll notice that some of them are missing, some of them are deficient. So it's when you have all of these things working together in harmony that you can really succeed easily at the highest level.
Can you give us like an example from your book? What's your tactic or strategy for generating a strong state, strong emotional state before you entered your sales process?
Sure. So you know, when it comes to managing your emotional state, the first thing that's important to remember is that you're not talking about always trying to feel in some artificially pumped up state. Like, you're not looking to always feel absolutely certain. Like, certainty is a key state for selling and success, to be certain about what you're doing, to have confidence, certainty, confidence, clarity, right? Courage. But you're not trying to be that way all the time. That's impossible, right? So what you're looking to do is trigger those states, to get yourself into those states at the key moments in life and business when it matters most. Like when you're trying to close a deal, when you're negotiating, you're making an important decision about your future. One of the key techniques I use, and I teach, I invented, in fact, is not anchoring. Anchoring is an NLP technique invented by Richard Bandler and Grinder. It's a very powerful NLP. I then took it 1 step further with something called olfactory anchoring, and that's actually using sense of smell to trigger certain states. And I'll go through that.
Can I just stop you just to explain in the audience? I'm also an NLP guy. Uglavnom, pitanje je bilo sljedeće: na koji način Jordan, ako neko nije razumio, na koji način se on stavlja u svoje stanje, znači stanje prodaje. I ono što on koristi, znači on svaki put kad napravi prodaju neku, kad se osjeća dobro, kad se osjeća entuzijastično, on to stanje asocira s nekim mirisnim štapićem. I onda kad napravi proces 6 do 10 puta, ujutro prije nego krene radit, zapali taj štapić da se odmah dovede u to stanje. To vam je takozvani trigger koji instantno automatizmom vodi osobu u to stanje koje je imala jučer ili prije 7 dana.
Okay, Jordan, so Sasha and us are also trainers, so sometimes the trainer in you, within, comes out, yeah? He can just not...
Yeah, no, listen, obviously, I'm a good... Richard Bandler is a very close friend of mine. I'm a big fan of NLP, and I've used it. And it's funny that even in my own system, before I even knew NLP, many of the things overlapped and were similar because they're just truths about influence and psychology. So I developed certain things around the same thing a few years after Bandler, not even knowing that he had already developed certain things. Like, there's certain things that are very similar.
Happy you are saying all that, and I'm sure that we will hear much more about that on the conference, because you will have quite a big 2 slots to explain everything. But going back to, let's say, something that's very well known about you, at least here in the region, the movie. I have to go back to that. I can imagine that you're kind of tired talking about it. Huh? What do you think? What would you say?
I never get tired talking about it. I love the movie.
I mean, it's your life. Huh? Do you have any regrets? I mean, knowing everything that happened and everything that we've seen in the movie, probably I heard in one of your interviews that you said that it's not nearly as it looks in the movie, it's even worse. So,
you know, yeah, do I have regrets? So, listen, you know, of course, if I could go back and I could change certain things, like, for example, that all the clients of the firm, they all made money. That would have been great, that no one lost money, right? But this is Wall Street, and just to be frank, Wall Street's a very, very tough, toxic place for the average investor. The average investor usually gets destroyed on Wall Street. In fact, I just wrote a book. This book is coming out. It'll be in Croatia too. It won't be out till probably next year in Croatia, but it's in English in October 31st here, so you could buy it if you want in English. But it'll be in Croatian in sometime next year. But investors lost money at my firm, and that I'm not happy about, right? And again, I paid a huge fine, paid everyone back, but that was a bad thing. But generally speaking, even though a lot of the things I did was self-destructive, as much as anything else, they was self-destructive, right? I wouldn't change anything, because that was my life. And all the things, the great things I did, the things I invented, the straight line system, things I invented, they all allowed me to become the person I am today. And today I have the ability to go around the world and empower tens, if not hundreds of millions of people. I have fans everywhere. I know there's so many people that have benefited from my learnings, all over the world. Every time I go out in public, people come up to me and say, "You changed my life. Thank you. I read your book, or I took your course," whatever it might be. It just changed my life. So the mistakes I made and the great things I did and the wild fun times, and there's no doubt it was fucking fun, okay? So, and life should be fun, and I had a lot of fun, goddamn it, right? That's damn sure, right? So I wouldn't change any of that, right? Although it was self-destructive. But today I figure out, I think one of the things about people that succeed in life, or that try to succeed, is you're always trying to improve, become the better version of yourself. And I think I've done that consistently over the years. So I can look back now at the early years of my life with perspective about the good things I did, the mistakes I made, and learn from them and grow from them.
So let me give you one task, or one small task. So in Croatia, actually the whole Balkan area here around Croatia, all these countries, the biggest superstars are politicians. Unfortunately, sorry for that. What would be? Let me read it directly as I wrote it before. If let's say our prime minister, or let's say a minister of economy, employed you as his consultant, what would you tell them what to do and how to, let's say, win next elections, which are actually coming very soon? So what would be the suggestion? What would you tell them?
Well, I think that, again, without being familiar, well, the first thing I would do is I'd want to investigate and become familiar with actually, what people are thinking, what people are feeling, the actual people in Croatia, what are the things that are most important to them, what their pain points are. So before, it's like, it's like the classic example, sell me this pen, right? So, if you can't sell anyone a pen until you first start asking them questions. So the first step of selling anyone a pen is, asking what kind of pens we used in the past. Do you need a pen? Are you using it for business or personal? So you start asking questions. Then based on the answers to those questions, I would design a sales pitch, a script that met the people's needs, that overcame any objections, and so forth. So the first thing I would do is I'd investigate exactly what are the most important issues to the people of Croatia and the Balkans, right? I can take it. I can take a guess that there are certain, there are usually some core themes that, that are very important. Like people want to have a better economy, make more money, have more job opportunities, right? Have lower taxes, right? Have the ability to invest wisely and grow their future, right? So, I mean, certainly, listen, I'm a big believer in less government, is better, and less regulation is better. Obviously, businesses need some regulation because they do run amok in the absence of any regulation. But generally speaking, I'm a believer in less regulation and lower taxes and, more nationalistic, protecting your borders of the country, okay, protecting the integrity of your history. And there's certain core, there's going to be, what you'll find is there'll be certain core emotional issues. These are emotional issues that are very important to all people, and I focus on those issues most, okay? And I would certainly be going for lower taxes and less regulation.
Okay, great. I hope this will hit the 8 o'clock news tonight. So, Sasha.
And the last question, Jordan. We have people watching this interview on social media. Also, we have a big audience here. I won't tell you to sell, to try to sell us some kind of a pen. I'm trying to ask you to try to sell our conference. What's your pitch?
What's your pitch for our conference that you're coming to?
Sure. So I'll tell you, here's my pitch. Ready? You know, I think that one of the mistakes that unsuccessful people make, or people that are struggling to succeed, they want to succeed, right? They want a better life. They want to make more money, but they don't understand that the most important investment, the best investment that you could ever make in life is investing in yourself, in growing yourself. So the way you succeed, really succeed and make a lot of money, is you have to learn certain core skills and strategies that are required to succeed in life. It's not an accident that I was able to come back from failure and make massive money again. It's not a secret that people all over the world who succeed, there's common things, there's things they're doing, right? There's strategies they employ, and they're the same strategies. I mean, there's these core strategies. So I'm going to be teaching literally a blueprint, a step-by-step blueprint of how you succeed in life. It doesn't matter what you do, what line of work you're in, whether it's business or personal, whether you're looking to be more attractive to find a partner in life. Seriously, like the skills that you teach are both for you being a better person, a more attractive person, a more empowered person, a wealthier person, to be an asset to your family, to your community. So if you don't want to spend whatever I don't know what it costs to come to this conference, but that investment is an investment in you to grow yourself. So the first step in becoming successful is you have to turn yourself into this vessel to grow yourself, and then the money comes after. It's not like you get rich first and then invest in yourself. You invest in yourself first, and that assures that ultimately the money comes pouring in afterwards. So, you know, one thing about the conferences I do attend and speak at is, you know, I over-deliver. So when I come to Croatia, whatever you think I'm going to do, I promise you this, if you're listening, you will not be disappointed. You're going to walk away from this saying it was the best decision I ever made in my life. And you're going to walk away with strategies, real world strategies you can start using tomorrow, the very next day, that will help you make more money, feel more empowered, make you want to jump out of bed in the morning and seize the day, and ultimately design whatever life you want. So like, I believe that, you know, life should be as designed. It's not about like it's random and you're just moving through life and hoping for the best. No, you want to design, envision the life that you want. Have a vision for your future. How do you do that? Well, I'll show you how. How do you create that vision and then learn the strategies and put those into use, put those into play to achieve whatever it is you want in life, whatever amount of money you want to make, where you want to live, where you want to travel, how you want to live, how you dress, what car you drive, everything. That can be designed. That's not an accident. So that's the intention, is to show you exactly how to do that so you can live whatever life you want. And if you don't attend, what you're going to find is that you'll run into people who did, and you'll say, wow, how the hell are they doing so well? Why are they making so much more money now? Why are they so much happier? Why do they have a bounce in their step? Why do they just are living a more empowered life than me? So you don't want that to happen. So I would strongly advise you to invest in yourself and attend, and it could be a life-changing experience for you. It will be. It really will be.
Well, this is what I call a pitch, Sasha, so you can learn from the guy something, huh?
Thank you, Jordan.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, Jordan, thank you very much. We'll see you probably. Sasha and I will pick you up on the airport 1-2 days before the conference. We'll have a drink, but from what I've heard, you're not drinking alcohol anymore. Is that true?
What's that?
You're not drinking alcohol anymore. Is that true?
No, I drink alcohol.
Okay, good. Welcome. Welcome to Croatia then, because all our sponsors are actually alcohols, so.
I just don't do drugs anymore, but I still drink.
Okay. Good. So we'll see you in Zagreb on the 17th of November. We'll have a great day all together, and that's it. Sasha?
That's it. Jordan, see you on 17th.
Thank you very much.
See you
All
soon,
the
guys.
best.
Take care.
Talk to
Bye-bye.
you soon. Ciao. Bye.
A sada
ljudi,
posebna najava gospodina Sorića, Vuka iz Sesveta.
sad samo malo tiše budite, da vam kažem samo informaciju. Iduća 3 sata sa kodom,
3 sata.
sa kodom, kojim kodom, jer znaš koji je kod?
Vikend.
Weekend 16, je li tako?
Vikend 16.
Weekend 16 na entry imate 15% popusta za sve kotizacije osim za stolove.
Osim za VIP. I osim za VIP.
Da, osim za VIP.
Tako je.
Pa ko želi, izvolite.
U
3
20
sata.
sati se gasi.
U 20 sati finito. Vidimo se okolo. Ćao. Ja ne znam u životu ovoliko usvajao.
Recording stopped.